Well, I want to talk about feeling connected versus feeling alone and how do we change that. And so this is a chat live. And so this would be if you have any questions and just talking about loneliness and feeling connected. It's amazing how now with social media and all the platforms, more people feel lonely than ever. You have more people that, in the ways that we have to be connected, feel more alone than they ever have felt alone. And so I want to talk about it. So what are your questions about feeling alone or feeling connected or how to feel connected, how to not feel alone? You can be in a space where you have a bunch of people around you and still feel alone. You can be in a relationship and be lonely. You can be with your friends and still feel like no one understands you, that you have no one and that you are alone. And so what kind of questions do you have about being alone, how to feel connected, how to actually feel like you're connected with your family and friends and other people, and to feel that love and joy that comes with being with people versus just feeling alone, or that you have no one, or feeling that empty, dark feeling that, hey, I am sitting with people, yet I feel like I might as well be by myself. I am sitting amongst a group of people, yet I could be in my room alone. I can talk to people all day on the internet and still feel like I have no one. I can message people everywhere and still feel like I have no one. I put a post out and people comment, yet I feel like it's all fake. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel connected. So what do you do when that happens? How do you actually feel connected? The thing that people need to do now that we won't do is actually sit together. It's like when I sit with someone, everyone's using hashtags and slogans and the new challenge, and they do all these things together, but we're not saying, how do I actually feel? What is actually going on with me? And having that real transparency with someone, that being vulnerable, being able to say, today's a crappy day. And I know I'm not going to put that on my Facebook or on my Instagram or on my TikTok, but everybody doesn't need to know your business, but you still want to be able to sit with someone and be raw, be vulnerable, be able to say, today is just a sucky day, or it's a good day, and tell them how, man, there have been many horrible days, but I am happy today is a really good day. Or no, I don't know whether it's good or kind of blah, but I want to know how to shift myself. And can we do something to shift myself? Instead, we have all this pretend. I need to fake it till I make it, but fake it till I make it was overextended. It became the place of, let me just put out the appearance of things being great when it isn't. Let me put out the appearance of, I have a trillion friends, or I have a trillion followers. I have a trillion people who love me because they all like it or love it or reshare it. But no one actually says, hey, I'm going to pick up the phone and call you to see how you're doing. They're just going to say, hey, I'm here if you need me online, or share this if you care. So they share. But no one picks up the phone to check on you or call you personally and say, let me hear your voice and hear how you're doing, see what you're doing. It's all, I'm going to pray for you online. I'm going to send you my love and regards, when no one actually does the part of sending love and regard. Or you are that person. You reach out and you said, I am that person. I called, but no one picks up the phone. I call them, they text me back. I text and they don't respond. Online, they said, hey, if you need anything, reach out. So I reached out. No one answered. No one called me back. That's what we face right now. That's why so many people feel so disconnected. Hi, Bino1323. Did you have any questions about loneliness versus feeling connected? Okay, bye. But anyways, so it's like you have all this space and everyone has all this opportunity now to share and talk and connect and say things like, hi, and then someone's like, hi, let's talk. And they're like, no, I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to be with you. I didn't want to spend that time with you. So that person still feels empty. That person still feels alone. And so the challenge to get out of that space is to find genuine ways to connect with people, to actually have genuine human contact where, okay, if it's a text conversation and it's one that's not filled with superficial words and hashtags or just a hi, you good, okay, bye. It's more of a, hey, what's going on with you? And that person explores that with you and you actually start to talk about it. You actually say, hey, and follow up questions to figure out what is actually going with that person. And then vice versa. If someone hits you up, be vulnerable. Be okay saying things aren't going good at my job or things aren't going good with my spouse or, it's a sucky day just because it's my mood today or whatever that is. You want to be able to allow yourself to be vulnerable, but at the same time, truly reach out to people beyond superficial ways. And you feel better when you reach out to them doing it. And then when people hit you up and you begin to discuss this, they feel better. They're like, hey, this is good. This is like this person actually cares. And you feel like this relationship is actually one that's not just an online relationship. You used to have the things that people say, you're in a school relationship. When you were younger, you're in a school relationship. And it's like now you have, this is my online friend, but is it your real life friend? And you actually may have known them in real life, but you only talk online. You don't talk in person. You don't actually get up and do anything. Or you have all these friends and you have no one to go out with when you want to go out or do anything when you want to do something. And that's where we need to change things. We need to get to where we can come together, be with each other, challenge each other, say, hey, you want to go with me this weekend? I'm going to the zoo. You want to come with me on a walk? You want to come over and just hang out? Try to do something with someone that is not by yourself and is not just talking about the newest TikTok or talking about the next thing that happened on Snapchat or the next famous person thing that happened. It's like, let's get together and talk about us and the people we know and just what's going on in your world and my world. And that is how we connect. We connect by being raw with each other and feeling good with each other. It's like, I can't connect with you if we're both having superficial conversations. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Nothing. I'm good. You good? I'm good. You good. And then you wonder why we feel alone because we don't take it past that place. We aren't transparent enough to say, I need to feel more. I need to be more. I need to have more. And so you expect more from those relationships and you require more, but you give more when you require more. You're saying, okay, I hit you up and I talk to you in person and I want to take it past the superficial conversation to be transparent with you. And I want you to be transparent with me. Like I want to be able to know your world and invite you into my world so that I'm not lonely. You're not lonely. Like we become friends together. We become people who care about each other past the like and heart on a social media platform, past the occasional hi and bye in person. Is that that ability to say, hey, let's do more than just be superficial with each other. And now that's the challenge because a lot of people don't want to be vulnerable. People don't want to hear people say, well, I can't go this Friday, but what about next Friday? What about next weekend? Because if I tell you I can't go out this weekend, but I can go out next weekend, or I can't hang out today, but I can hang out another day, that doesn't mean I don't care. And that doesn't mean I don't want to do it. It's just I already have plans this weekend, but I want to do it later. But people feel that as rejection now because it's the same as not having that instant like or having that instant heart or because they don't give everything up. But this person is trying to connect with you. This person is trying to invite you into their world and be a part of your world. But you have to be okay with they have lives too. And it doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be instant. And we're in a world right now and our society says it needs to be instant. If you don't drop everything to hang out with me, you don't care. Or if you don't drop everything to have a conversation with me, you don't care. And that's not true. The truth is, if they plan to talk with you and make time to spend with you and make time for you in the future, even if they can't do it today, that's not rejection. That's not saying they don't care. And that's not saying that you're not important. Give them space to pencil you in or schedule you in, because that is important. That is real life. That is okay. They have a life too. They have work. They have sports. They have family. They have, other people in their world too. And they're saying, hey, I want, this is important to me and I want to do it at a later time. I want to have this conversation with you in an hour because right now I'm on the phone with my mom, or right now I'm at work. And that's not a rejection. And if we can get past seeing people not dropping everything, not instantly hearting or instantly liking, that's what you feel like, and it transfers into your real world. If you don't drop everything right now because I say, I'm sad, I need to talk. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear you're sad. Can I call you in an hour? That's not saying that's not important. That's saying that person saying it is important. And I want to make sure you have my undivided attention in an hour. And they're trying to connect with you. They're trying to make you feel important. They're trying to make you feel that you are important to them. You are special to them. And so a lot of it comes with going past the superficial. That's what we talked about. Okay, we have to get past the instant instant heart, the superficial conversations that are like, hey, how you doing? But you really don't care. You really don't want an answer. You really aren't expecting it. We have to get past that. The second part, as we talked about, is to be vulnerable, right? I need to be able to be open. I need to be able to be raw, and then be willing to accept that from that person too, and actually care. Listen to hear what's going on in their world, not listen to wait for them to stop talking to tell them what I have to say. It's an exchange, right? Reciprocity. We have to do this together. And then the next piece is realize it's not instant gratification. Social media and everything in our world now, in our society, makes you feel like it has to be an instant drop for you to show me you care. But that's not realistic. Real life is people have things to do. They just aren't sitting on their phone twiddling their thumbs. They have work, they have school, they have sports, they have family, they have jobs, they have other things, exercise, whatever you can think of. They have all these things. And so it doesn't have to be when I hit you up right now, you have to respond right now. It's like people say, oh, they left me on red. They left me on scene. And it's like, I may have seen it, but I didn't see it. You get a notification. If you click the notification by accident, even if you're at work, it comes along. I see patients all day, and I can leave someone on red all day and I actually didn't see it, and so you have to give people, no, I'm not wearing a wig. This is my hair. You have to give people time to respond, because just because it said they read it or saw it, that could be the phone notification saying, hey, this was hit. But if I'm taking a call from a crisis, it's going to say I read that, but I didn't. And just because someone read it doesn't mean they had time to respond instantly. So you give them time. Hi, Abigail's edits. You give them time to say, hey, hi, Kristen, I'm going to respond. And my rule of thumb is, okay, 24 hours. If I text you, I'm going to give you 24 hours to respond. And that's because I know you have a life. And so it's unrealistic to think if I hit someone up at 8 a.m. and they didn't hit me back by 8:30, they don't care. And it's like, if you were actually at work and someone hit you up and it's a person you genuinely care about and they tried to say, oh, you didn't care because you didn't respond. It's like, I was at work. I didn't mean to purposely ignore you. I didn't do it on purpose. My mom called, I answered my phone. The phone said you read it, but you didn't, And so it's one of those things you say, give people time. Give them the ability to not have the pressure of instant gratification, to instantly gratify you, for you to feel that as love. It has to be a place of patience when you have relationships. And so you begin to realize that when you give them time, oh, on her lunch break, she called me back and said, hey, I saw you hit me up. What's going on? When you spent 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock pissed off, thinking they don't care, ready to delete them on all your platforms and delete their cell phone numbers. And like, they don't care. They said they would. They say they don't. And then they actually do. They actually genuinely care. And you have all this energy you put into that for nothing, for naught. And so we have to give it time. And then the next piece is we have to be real with ourselves. What am I expecting? Am I in this relationship for something to gain, or am I in this relationship for something to connect? Because there are a lot of people, lot of people. You're actually attaching yourself to someone, not for a genuine relationship, but something you can get out of it. And you have to be real with yourself about that, okay, it's not that I really want to connect with this person, because when you truly want to build a relationship with someone, you are okay that they have a life, and you are okay being vulnerable and being raw, and you are okay that it's not instant gratification, because you know that is not a one-time thing, and it possibly can grow into more. But when you are attaching yourself to someone for your personal gain and not a reciprocity thing, not a give and take, and this to build to a relationship, then those expectations are hard to shift. And they are hard to shift because all you want to do is get. You just want to get is me, and you have an ulterior motive. You just haven't been real with yourself about that ulterior motive. You are saying, okay, I wanted to be friends with this person, when actually you wanted that person to help you get a promotion. Or actually you wanted that person to hook you up with their friend. Or actually you wanted that. So you need it to happen fast and instantly because you have something you want to gain that is beyond a relationship that is true with that person, so you feel connected. And so you have a pressure on it. You have a time limit on it, because their piece is that what you need is their piece is contingent on it. It's contingent on what they'll do. It is contingent on how they respond to you. Everything depends on how they connect with you and get back to you, so you can tell them, you can get to your piece to let them know this is what you want. This is where I want to be. This is really what's going on with me, which serves your ulterior motive. I need a loan. I want you to hook me up with your friend. I would like to get a job. Can you help me get this promotion? I see you sell these. Can I get that? Can you share my video on your platform? Whatever it is, it still is an ulterior motive. And that's not something for you to tell them. That's your piece to look at yourself. Like, why is it so hard right now for me to do all these pieces with that person? And so being connected requires you are vulnerable with yourself, and true with yourself. And what else did we say? So I'll review it. We have to, one, not expect instant gratification, right? It can't just be, if I hit you up, I have to respond right now. Give people a reasonable time limit. And I always say 24 hours is reasonable. If someone leaves you, like at some point, you're laying down on your phone. Everybody does that now, right? Unless you're elderly or you're an infant. Most people at some point sit down and look through their phone. And unless you're famous, you should be able to see most of the people's text messages in your phone, or most of the people hits in your phone, or inboxes or direct message, whatever it is, people sliding in your DMs, however it goes. People generally can do that within 24 hours and respond to you. And so at this point, you're saying, okay, that's reasonable, right? 2, you have to be vulnerable. So I have to give it to get it, and I have to seek it. So I have to seek information in their world and actually genuinely care. And I ask those questions, and also allow them to ask those about me, and actually respond with non-superficial answers. And so we can't be superficial like social media and society has us right now. It's like everything is a hashtag slogan, a 3-letter response or a 1-word answer. Answer fully and truthfully and raw. Be present, be with them, do it, And then on the other side of that, the next thing is, when you're with, try to actually catch up with them. Hi, Muffin Insane. Actually try to connect in person or on the phone. Something past just saying, hey, when someone calls you, pick up the phone and say hello. Talking on the phone. I hear so many people say, I don't like talking on the phone. And these are the same people who are saying, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, no one cares. But you don't answer the phone when I call. You don't answer the phone when people pick up the phone to say, hey, I want to hear your voice. How are you doing? And you're like, I want them to text me all day for you to feel connected. And then they do, and you still feel alone. And why? Because that does not feel genuine. That does not feel like they care. because we could do text now in our sleep. I can text people I don't care about and I care about the same, with the same messages, and it looks no different and it doesn't read any different. But the people I pick up the phone, I take the time to call, the people I take the time to connect with past that, past sliding in the DM, past saying I'm sending a text message, to actually hear your voice, hear how you sound, hear that heart, hear your love, hear your pain. Those are the people that care. But you have to allow them access. You have to allow them in that space and not reject them and then say, hey, I'm being rejected. No one loves me. When actually you're the one rejecting everyone else by trying to put everything in a box and say it has to be this way. And then you feel alone because that's not how we were meant to connect. That's not how we feel love. No couple ever gets together by staying on text message the entire time and then getting married via text message. There has to be that personal contact where I hear your voice and we get together and we share our lives. And that comes past the place of just words, letters, hashtags, 3-letter words. No, those aren't even words, like acronyms. It's like it has to get past that place. And you have to allow yourself to say, I want it, and be vulnerable saying, I want it, and okay with saying, I want it. I want to feel, I want to be loved, and I want to love. And you'd be surprised how hard that is for some people to say, because it's a lot of hurt and it's a lot of pain. And you have more parents now that don't love their kids like they should. And you have more people now who don't understand how to love. And so all of this should seem like it's a duh. But realistically, honestly, you see more people now, more young people, really good people, sitting down saying, I have no idea how to make friends. I have no idea how to meet someone. I have no idea how to get people that actually want to hang out with me. And then I'm like, okay, let's look at your social media. And they have 3,000 friends. They have on average 200, 300 people like or heart their stuff. And they have no idea if they want to go out on a Friday, who they can call. They have no idea if they want to go see a movie, who's their friend that can go with them if it's not someone romantic. That's sad. That breaks my heart when I see that. It's like, how do you have 3,000 friends on your social media? And you have over 300 of those 3,000 friends that comment and like on your stuff all the time. But if you want to go see a movie, or you want to go to the mall, or you want to go ride in the car, you have no one to call. You have no one you know who that is. That's a person that not only have you limited your space of social media, you have not allowed anyone in vulnerably. And so while they're sitting in my office saying, how do I do that? Is because they have no idea how to go past the words, how to go past the letters, how to let them into their space and go into and be invited into their space, and also take it past the words. And so that's my challenge to you guys, to feel connected, to not feel alone. First, be real with yourself and know what you want. You can't say I want to be friends and I want people when really you just want social media likes and hearts and DMs, and you want people to share your stuff. And that doesn't show you that someone cares. That doesn't show you that someone loves you. And that just shows you that people are used to, you have a bunch of people in your world who are socially media active. That's all that shows you. You have a million people tell you happy birthday online and not one person call you or try to hang out with you or send you a gift, right? And so you want to seek personal connection beyond just physical words, right? I need to pick up a phone, video chat, see this person in person. Try to make some communication happen in person or on video or in some means that just not just me going word from word with this person in some manner. Give people time to respond to you. Give people time. That's reasonable. Give them a 24-hour window when you hit them up to hit you back. If they care and you are important, they will screen the ones they don't, and they're the ones they are. And so it's like, Give them time, and it doesn't have to be instant. It doesn't have to be an instant heart or like or share, right? On social media, you're like, okay, if I put this up and nobody didn't share it in 15 or 20 minutes, no one saw it, no one liked it, they hate it, I'm going to take it down. That's not real life for connecting, right? If you hit your friend up, even if it says they read it or they saw it, you guys know how it works. You have phones too. It can happen even if I didn't see it. So you give them time. And then you say, okay, realistically in 24 hours, they should hit me back. That is reasonable. The younger you are, the shorter that window is. But it's reasonable, right? Give me time to hit you back. And then when that person then connects with you and you have this connection going, be vulnerable. Allow them in your space. Allow them everything to go past the superficial. So don't try to talk and say you're happy when you're not, or to say you're sad when you're not. Be real. A lot of people now try to connect through having some type of trauma, even made up trauma. It's like, I'm not doing good today to try to pull this person in and manipulate them to care. When I can just care that you're happy. What's going on that you're so happy? Like, what are you doing? What's great going on in your world? People like joy. And those people care just as much as they do about sadness and pain too. And so be real, be vulnerable, be transparent. And then the next thing, when you have all these people on your social media, right? And you have all these people that you're sharing things with online and you're texting, you're doing other stuff, prioritize the people that actually reach out to you personally. I can tell you all day, the people that text me for my birthday always, or text me to my phone or call me on my phone, always get more of a personal response from me than people that put it online. It's just always going to be that way. Why? Because you reached out to me personally on my phone to call me, to sing me happy birthday, to reach out to me and make sure I got it myself. Not that you're in this list of people so you can say you did it, that you actually care that I saw it on my phone, or that you heard my voice, or that I heard you sing it. And prioritize those people that make the sacrifice to do that for you. Because those people are the people that will make you feel connected. Those are the people that want to connect. Those are the people that don't like being in a room with people and feeling alone. They don't like being in a relationship and being like, I can be by myself versus do this. I'm sitting in a room full of people, yet I might as well be in a room by myself because they don't know anything genuine about me. I don't know anything genuine about them. And you know it. You feel it. And so it feels empty. And so prioritize those people. Make space for the people who go beyond and want to meet in person. And you won't feel alone. You won't say, I have 3,000 friends. Yet if I want to go to the mall, I have no one to call. I have no one to press add guest. One guest request. Let me see. Who is this? Let's see. I'm going to add a guest. Let's see what he wants to talk about.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a sir.
Oh, sorry, sir.
No, you good. Would you rather have a snow bunny or a slob bunny?
Say that again.
Would you rather have a snow bunny or a slob bunny? A slob bunny is mean. I mean, a slob bunny is nice and a snow bunny is mean.
I would always want the nice one.
So you choose the slob bunny.
I don't care what the name says. If the person is nice, even if the name sounds horrible, you always choose the person that is nice, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to choose the person that is kind and nice and is not going to hurt me versus the person that's going to hurt me,
Good
regardless of
answer.
label.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Mina, Tona, Mika's. Yes, I am Christian. I don't know how to add you. I think you have to request Mina, and you can ask a question. So then everybody can hear it, I guess. Mina, Tona, Micas. Yes. Okay, go ahead. You can ask from there. But yeah, so with like, yes, you can just type it in there and I'll answer it. So like this person just said, sometimes, okay, they ask a question, it's a label. To me, it's a label thing versus what is actually at heart. But a label can sound like people go get caught up in stuff like best friend, second best friend, third best friend. You know, at the end of the day, you want to go for what is at the core. If a person is nice to you versus someone who's horrible to you, who chooses the person that's horrible to them? I mean, people do it. But realistically, we should choose the person who is nice to you. Do you think about death? My grandmother passed away on Sunday. She passed away this past Sunday. My great grandmother, she was 89. God gave her a lot of years. So I'm actually dealing pretty well with that. And so recently, yes, I have been thinking about death. And for me, in her death, I celebrate that she's now gone to be with our God. And I had so much time with her. But do I think about death on a daily? No, but I do deal with it some in the work I do. But my personal death? No, not really. I don't know if that answers your question. But I hope it helps somewhere near there. Just let me know if you have a second piece of that. But when we choose people in our world, and I didn't think about that piece, but I guess we need to talk about it. You know, you have to discriminate between motives. All right, I talked about our motives, right? Do I want something from this person? Do I have ulterior gain? Or do I actually want a genuine relationship? But you also have to seek wisdom in knowing about other people the same thing. You have to say, you know, if someone's trying to be your friend, but they're a hateful person, should you be friends with that person? I mean, the chances of you getting hurt are very high. That doesn't mean you have to be mean to that person or reject that person. But do you say, I'm not going to associate with that person at all? Not necessarily, but invite that person into your circle to allow access for them to hurt you. That's probably not a wise thing. You can sit with them at work or, you know, say hello and, you know, give a smile and you know, check in. But do you allow that person to have access to you? In a personal way, I'd say no. You allow yourself to be hurt. So I see you're a Christian, but do you think you're a good person where the good persons go? I tend not to talk about where people go because God is the one who knows. I mean, I try to do. I don't think all good people. I don't think it's a good versus bad thing because God loves us all the same. He loves good people and bad people. If people try to tell you that he doesn't, then they're wrong because he said it. So from a Christian standpoint with your question, God loves good people and bad people, and good and bad people get to heaven if they believe in God, because to him, they're all good. I don't think that is good. You think about death a lot. But if you're wondering about where you're going and where you will be, all I can say is that when we start thinking about where we're going to go and what we do, all you can do is choose. You have to make a choice. You know, for me, that choice is God. I chose Jesus. And in that, you find this peace and love with him that gives a comfort like no other. And that makes me cherish the life he's given me, you know, and I don't want anyone else to take it. And also don't want to do it myself because there's so much he put you here for. You know, he put you here to give a lot. Like just in this conversation, you're reaching somebody on here. I'm talking about connecting versus feeling alone. In this conversation, you're reaching someone that he wants to be reached with this topic to say, I think about death. I think about it daily, you know, and wondering where I'm going. But God said all you have to do is believe in him and build a relationship with him. So you just sit and talk with him and try to get to know him. And that is all he requires. You have the commandments and all that stuff, and people will tell you, let's get the levels, and there are levels. But right now, the biggest thing, the only thing that he cares is if you say, God, I choose you, I love you, and I want you to come into my life, come into my heart, and be a part of my world. And that loneliness versus connectedness thing we're talking about now, you get how to be vulnerable with people, because we get to be vulnerable with God first. You get how to bring someone in, because we're doing it there first. You're bringing him into your world, and you're even though he knows everything, you're still allowing him in that space, and he gave us choice to allow or not allow. And so you get to be vulnerable, and you get some discernment that he gives you from the Holy Spirit, where you get to know what people are good for you or bad for you, and how to love yourself. And once you love yourself, you can truly love someone else. And someone can be great to you, and your expectations are that of what Christ would want for you, to be loved more than you can ever know. So I hope that answers it. You can always direct message me too, and we can talk about it further. So guys, long and short, when you want to feel connected and not alone, you need to get off of social media, or get past just texting, and sit with some people, talk with someone on the phone. Do this, where you got another face on the other end, and you can be like, hey, you got some expressions, and you feel it. There's just a warmth you feel when you talk to someone on video. Same person. I can have one friend that I talk to, and she and I'll talk a lot during text, because she does what I does, and we see patients all day. And so at night I may be tired of shit, but there's sometimes I'm like, we gotta switch and talk. And when we talk like this, it's just a whole different breath to that conversation than it is when we're on text message. And I know her, she knows me, and we've been friends for years. So she can read past my text messages. But sometimes it's like, I need to hear your voice or see your face when you tell me this, to like connect with her in a different way. And so try to connect with people in a different way, and without motive other than to build relationship, and give them time to respond to you. Give them 24 hours. The younger you are, the less that is. If you're 12, you don't need 24 hours, right? You got less life. If you're 16, you don't need 24 hours. You got less life. But really, once you get 18 and up, man, get them people 24 hours. Give them some time. We have a lot of life. You have jobs. You have things you're doing. And it's just unrealistic to say that person should drop everything to respond. Even your romantic partner. That's the person that you're like, okay, I put some time frame on. But that's within a day. It's like within that 16-hour window of your waking hours, you can respond back to me at some point before you go to sleep. But give them that time, and be vulnerable, be transparent, ask the questions for them to get them to be vulnerable with you, to be transparent with you. And hopefully, guys, you won't feel alone. And more importantly, since our friend brought the Christian perspective in, and that is always the best perspective. If you allow God into your heart and you start there, this all makes sense on the easiest platform ever. It's like, I have no idea why I didn't start there in the first place, because if you can learn to see yourself how God sees you, and learn to build a relationship that way first, then when you get with someone else, first of all, you love yourself. You know what it feels like to be loved. You know that joy, but you're also full within yourself. So it's hard for people to use you, abuse you, and then also to just really, those transparent relationships, you see it just as that. You're like, this relationship is not anything more than surfacey. It's not good. What is that? And so anyways, guys, so next Thursday, I'll be on again. I'm going to get on next Thursday. I don't know what the topic is going to be. If you guys have any topics, direct message me. Let me know what you want to talk about. What you want me to sit here and yab about. I appreciate everyone that got on here and that asked questions. There is no dumb question. I love them all. And I don't take offense. I try to answer as best as I can. I love you guys, and see you next week.